When it comes to Jesus, I know they use and play. Hello, guys. It's your girl, Kate Alexi. You are welcome to my YouTube channel. Happy Sunday, everyone out there. I'm so happy. Anyway, I'm always happy. I don't care whatever I'm going through. I like to be happy because being happy is healthy. You know, when you dance, do you know that dancing can actually, you know, makes you healthy and makes you lose some weight? Yeah. So I love dancing no matter how I twist my body. So it doesn't matter how I dance. Dance is dance, whether I know how to dance or not. Okay. So this afternoon, I'm going to be talking about the impact of domestic violence on the children. In my last video, I talked about domestic violence and how to, avoid domestic violence. I talked about how to what to do to avoid it, which means we have to kind of like communicate. Communication is very, very important in marriage. Communication is number one. Before, I know people say understanding. Yes. Before you can understand someone, you have to discuss, you have to communicate. There must be a connection. So, this afternoon, I'm going to be talking about the impact of domestic violence on the children. I'm talking about the couples who have children. Like, during this domestic violence, some couple forget that they have children. They forget the children in the picture. So, if you have a child or you have children, you and your wife or your husband and always quarreling, always fighting, always remember that the children are listening. Children are seeing what is going on in the environment. They are seeing everything you guys are doing. In so doing, it begins to affect these children emotionally, psychologically. You might not know. You might think you guys are fighting, you are quarreling, the children don't know, maybe they are still young, they are still small. No, it affects the children. The children know, no matter how age, what age they are, whether 1 year, whether 6 months, they see. Children observe. They observe what is going on in their environment. So when domestic violence is going on, number one thing that I would know that we affect the children, or the number one impact on the children, is fear. When the children are watching that scene, how you guys are always fighting, when the abuse is going on, the children are always scared, even scared to relate things to you as a parent. Maybe they have something that's bothering them when they go out there, they are in school, something is, really happening to them. They don't want to share it to you or with you. They are afraid, they are scared. They might think sharing it to you might, you know, uh, you might not want to, give them the solution. All they think is that, that anger. They always see anger in both of you. They always feel like if I talk to my mom, my dad, they're going to raise their voices at me. So the children don't want to talk. They are afraid, they are scared to get close to the parents. So another fear is the fear of getting married in the future. So a child who experience or who have seen a scene of an abuse or a domestic violence abuse, number one, they're not going to get married. It's going to be so hard for these children, for this child to get married. When they, that's why you see some um guys or girls who are from an abused home. They don't want to get married. When they attain the age of getting married, they don't want to. They are so afraid, they are so scared. They will be thinking whatever they have observed in that circle of domestic violence from the parent is what is actually going to happen to them when they eventually get married. Mm-hmm. Yes. Like the men, some men will say, I don't want to get married. I don't want, because they think that maybe if it was the mom that was the abuser, they might think all women are like their mom. Mm-hmm. Then if their dad was the abuser, they might think, the person might think, or the guy might think, whoever um the lady might think, if she gets married, um the guy who she's marrying to is going to be like her dad. So some of them that are so afraid, they don't want to go into marriage. They just feel like, I want to remain like that. It takes this grace of God for those people to actually get married in the future. And when they get married, the same abuse, the same domestic violence that the parents were involved in while the child was still very young is what is going to be ringing in their heads every time. They are going to transfer that behavior to their own home, to their own marital home. So if you watch some couple who are into this domestic violence, go try to see or find out if their parents were also involved in domestic violence. So that is number one: fear of relating their problem to their parents, or fear of getting married in the future. Then another thing um, that we also affect them is a transfer of an aggression. You know, like when they see their parents fighting, definitely they are going to, you know, be so aggressive. Even when they go to school, they go outside, then you see they're always getting angry. They are always angry. Yeah, like I was saying, like transferring aggression of what they have observed their parent doing, or the scene they have they observed during a domestic violence. They try to transfer it on their wife if they get married, or maybe the is the woman, she begin to treat her husband even the same way uh her mom was also doing to her dad, or you know when she goes out there, when she in the midst of people, she's always he or she is always angry. You see that they are not always happy, because that thing that that fear, the thing they experience during the fight is still in their brain. They are still having it in their memory, still kind of fresh to them. So that is another thing. They are always hungry, they are always aggressive, those children who are from a domestic violence home. Then another thing, another impact on the children is a reckless life. Yes, reckless life. You know, when um a child is from an abused home, you don't expect that child to be 100% or 80% decent, or living a decent life. Because these children, while the parents are busy fighting, quarreling, they neglect the children. It's neglect. They neglect them. They don't attend to them emotionally, socially. These children are, they are dying inside. There is no parental care, no proper parental care, you know for them. They are always by themselves. Maybe the time for them to do an assignment, the parents are busy quarreling. that the child is left all by him or herself and nobody to help. So at the so the child now go out there. The child might join bad gang. The child might not be doing well academically. um the child too might, you know, might go into drug. When he becomes an adult, they go into drug. If they can even be involved in a criminal behavior, criminal activities, because of this domestic violence, because of the neglect. The parent neglect them. They don't care about them. Instead of them to care about the kids, they are busy quarreling, busy fighting. So that's another one. Then the other one is lose. This one is very, very important. It's very important here in the Western world. Um, if you parents are always um fighting or going into like this domestic violence of a thing, when you guys are always fighting, always quarreling, and you are not taking proper care of your children, you might lose them. Some parents know that they might lose their children, but at that time, at that heat of fighting, they don't care. They don't even remember. They don't remember this. They might know it. They know the law, that if they violate the law, if they break the law, they are going to, you know, uh collect the children from them. They know. But during this time of getting angry at each other, they don't even think about that. That's why you see children are always in this social welfare home, because of parents fighting here and there. So you might, while fighting, you always have this in mind, that the children or the child might be taken away from you. You might not get to see the child again. After carrying a child in your tummy for 9 months, and you know, the social welfare will just come and take the child away from you, and you will not get to see the child again. So that is another thing that can also um happen um to the children. And you know, because the children are too exposed to that violence, and they don't want them to, because why the social welfare they take the children, they feel that the children are too much, they have a too much exposure to domestic violence. It might affect them psychologically, mentally, emotionally, and it can lead to depression. Our children are depressed. You know what that means? So the children welfare, they don't want that. But before they do that, they might accept the parent a warning, like want them to take the children out of the circle while they are fighting or while they are going through this domestic violence. And when they refuse, they continue, they will take the children away from them. So parents should also know this, that you shouldn't involve the children into this you know fight of a thing or this circle. Just remove the children from the scene. If you ever want to like have a, you feel like before the fight escalate to the extent of fighting, of hitting, then what you do, take the children somewhere. If you have a family member, when you see that your husband is giving you attitude or your wife is giving you attitude, and you know that this thing is going to lead to fight later, just take the children away from the house. If you have anybody, any family member, take them, let them go and stay there until you guys resolve whatever you are resolving. Like quarreling in front of the children, even yelling, is not even good in the front of the children. If I tell you are having problems, when the children are coming, just silent, pretend as if nothing is going on. So this is what will happen. So they might collect the children from you, and you don't get to see them again. And another thing that will also happen is you know, when this one be happening, and especially in other parts of the world, is very rampant. It's a frequent thing now that is just, you know, um everywhere now. You people are parents are going to prison. Either the husband kill the wife or the wife kill the husband, and you leave the children uh, um you know, alone. If both parents died during the fight, what happened? The children are being left alone. They become orphan. Nobody is going to take care of them. They might be looking for someone else who can take care of them, which they are not their parents. That's one thing that will also affect the children. They become orphan. As the man, the woman, maybe the man kills the woman, and the man is sent to the prison. The woman is already dead, and the man has to remain in the prison forever. So it just more or less like the both parents are dead. So the children too, they will be left alone, or the child will be left alone without parental care or parental love. The child don't get to see his or her parents anymore. That's another thing the parents should also look at when something like that begin to happen. And they also academically it affect the children too. When children are they don't do well academically because the parents are not giving them attention. They are not getting the attention from the parents, the attention they deserve as children. They don't get it. The family, the parents are busy fighting, busy quarreling. Instead of them to focus on the children, they are focusing on their quarrel or whatever they feel is the problem. So it affects the children. Maybe for example, they bring the homework from school and they are expecting the parent to help them solve the problem, and the parent refuse. If the child goes to the mom say, go to your dad, it's none of my business. And the dad say, go to your mom, it's none of my business. You see the child feel like nobody cares about him or her. And when the child try to do everything all by his or herself, when they go to school, it's another story. They don't perform well. They don't even have time to read. Even when they want to read, you now hear he or she will now be hearing noises everywhere. The child will now be thinking like they have started again. These people have started again. The child cannot focus academically. The child will not be happy. While these things are going on, the child is preparing for an exam. The child might write exam and fail or may not perform well. So these are the things that will happen to children when domestic violence is when parents are involved in the domestic violence. So I am appealing to the parents. While I'm making this video, I did not just sit down and start thinking of, okay, let me just do about this. It is something that is very rampant in our society today. It is what is going on. It's something that is very close to me. That's why I'm saying this. Like in my last video, I said about maybe a man hitting. I know women cannot, a woman, before a woman can hit her husband, I think it's real. Like a woman cannot just carry hand and slap her husband. I know some women do, but it's not common. So it's mostly men that actually hit first. And for a man to hit a woman, maybe the woman might have done something. That's why I don't like to side anyone. I can't side a woman because I'm a woman. I can't raise my hand to slap my husband. Why would I do that? He is a man. Yes. But something prompts a man to slap a woman. Maybe the woman might have insulted him or might have said something to him that I know made him angry. But before the woman can say something, something also made the woman to raise her voice on the man. So I think both the man and the woman have to be blamed. I blame both of them for fighting. I don't blame one person, even if the man hit the wife. I don't say, why did the man is a bad man. No. Something made the man to hit the woman. And something made the woman to say an angry thing or words to the man. But what I'm advising couple to do is to try and communicate, like in my last video. Communicate. Talk to each other. Communicate. Like this impact of domestic violence on the children is very, very important, especially those that have children. And those that don't have children yet, that are still fresh in the marriage, or those that are still waiting upon the Lord, you still don't have to fight, even if the children are not in the circle. There are, you sometimes when you are in your house, neighbors, they have children. Even neighbors can have impact on neighbors. When some neighbors, they hear you fighting, it also affects them too, psychologically, mentally. It affects them, and they are listening to you. It's also bothering them, and their own children are also watching. You don't know. Yes, let me tell you how. I could remember that time. I was still very young. I was still maybe around that 7, 8 years old. So I experienced a scene, and I saw a scene of domestic violence. Maybe that time I may not know if it was domestic violence. So this man was beating his wife, though he always beat his wife. So I always see both of them fighting. The next day you see them, they are still together. They are laughing together. They are eating together. Like, these people that were fighting yesterday, now they are eating together. They are laughing together. Like, I don't understand. But I kind of look at the children. When I looked at the children at that time, see, when the parents are fighting, their children are not happy. They will be crying. Mommy, daddy, leave mommy alone. Sometimes they will be hitting their dad from the back, hitting their dad, and be trying to put their dad away in order not to harm their mom. I know that me now, I as a child, we want to watch fight. That time now, God forgive me. That time when we see somebody fighting, we just say, hey, I want to watch. We just sit down in one place. We just want to, watch the scene, view it. Just, kind of like, just like a movie. You just see like the movie star, all those superhero. You see the way they are fighting. You just glue to your chair and try to watch it. Just focus. That was how we were doing, watching domestic violence at that time. That domestic violence. What if it were my parent that was experiencing those things, or that were involved in that kind of domestic violence? It will also have effect on me. It will have impact on me too. Well, thank God. To be honest, my dad, I think the only time I saw my dad raise his hand on my mom, it was just one time. It was my dad is a very calm person. My dad is a very gentle man, but sometimes it can be harsh too, but not to the extent of beating. But I could remember that day. He didn't slap my mom. I haven't really seen my dad, or that time I never saw my dad hit or slap any of his wives. No. But my dad can use cane. He will just take cane and say, you are talking to me like that. My dad will just wipe you with the cane. Shh. But hitting and beating, like using man, like as if you are fighting your fellow men. No. My dad didn't do that. My dad can use cane. I always experienced that when my dad actually hit my mom with a cane. At that time, that very day, I cried. Honestly, I cried. I was crying. I said, oh my God, my dad hit my mom, and my mom was crying. And my mom, kind of was on the floor, and you hit me, you hit me, you hit me. My dad was like, you made me hit you. I never wanted to hit you. I didn't want to hit you, but you made me hit you. But I now found out that after the scene, my dad, my dad later went to my mom and started, petting her, say it's okay. I don't want to hit you, but you made me did it. And my mom was kind of like, look, you gave me an injury here. My dad just brought hot water, started pressing it. But that little scene I experienced, I observed. If I tell you thing did, that thing still sink in my head. I still remember it. I still remember. I'm like, was it my mom? Was it my mom that was at fault, or my dad, or what really transpired? I don't know. What happened? I don't know. I only saw that scene. I don't know what happened. So also, these children are observing. They are also wondering. They are asking questions like, why is my dad hitting my mom? Why is my mom insulting my dad? They don't know what happened. They can't explain it. It is when they now grow up, they will start thinking, like, trying to recall, trying to remember, like, what happened? What happened at that time? What was happening? Why were they always fighting? They might not have answers to it, but it's also affecting them. When they get married, they start doing the same thing to their whole partner. So please, I'm still begging the parents, stop fighting, stop domestic violence. If you are married, you feel like your marriage is not working, you feel your husband is always abusing you, and you don't want to go to a counselor, and you feel like, oh, maybe you have gone to a counselor and they have already talked to both of you and it's not working out, please, as a woman, it's not a crime. I know the Bible didn't encourage divorce. The Bible always say it's only when a woman commits an adultery that the man can, ask the woman to go. That is when the woman is free to leave, or the woman supposed to leave. But if we have to look at the Bible aspect of it. Many people, they will end up dying. Honestly, I'm telling you, because the man is not ready to follow Bible way. He's not ready, and some women are not ready to follow biblical way. So the best thing, if you feel your marriage is not working, carry your bag and go. No one is going to crucify you for doing that. As a man, if you feel that oh, your wife is always giving you trouble, she's always bothering you, she's always like, there is nothing you have not done, that is when you have done your part. Because you cannot just say your wife is bad, like suddenly she's bad. This is the woman you married. Before you married this woman, maybe you dated her for a year or two, and you know how she was a very good woman. Even while you were still fresh in the marriage, you guys were really good together. Suddenly she changed. That was why I said in my last video that you should find out what is going on with her. If you feel you have already found out and you know what is making her to behave that way, the best thing you could do, or you can do, look for someone to talk to. If you feel you cannot do, or she refused to change, then ask for a divorce. Divorce is not a crime. It's not. You just call your wife. You don't have to fight. Call her and talk to her. Both of you can go your separate way, or you can separate. After separating for 1 year, if you feel both of you can come together, maybe you guys, that people go to school. Like when I mean school, they go for, like, it's like these people go for anger management. Yeah, they go for anger management class. While some people are separating, they are also attending a class on how to handle their marriage. Whatever they feel that it was lacking in their marriage, they try working on it. That's why you see some people separating for 1 year or two. They come back. They can still come back together and say, okay, I have learned my lesson. I have learned, I have done this. Okay, let's come back. You see that the marriage start working fine. Why some will not even work? They will even, it will become worse after they have might have come back. So yes, I'm going to stop um my video here because I don't want to take you too much time. um Please, I am begging, I am still begging, please. You know, I always say this: we live once, we die once. We don't die twice. No, we don't die twice. We die only once, and we only live once. And we don't know where we are going to when we eventually die. Please, let us love each other. And another thing, before I start this video, you know, when a man and a woman, maybe they are not together anymore because of domestic violence or whatever, they become an enemy. No. As you are becoming an enemy, it's also affecting the children. Some of them, maybe they are separating or they have divorced. You see, they don't even talk to each other. Anywhere they see each other will be fighting. They will still be fighting. And that's why you see some of them, when they are dividing the children, they will just say, okay, the woman take all the kids. The man will not see the children again. Is that what you want? You don't want to see your kids again? Or they will now say, okay, the woman is not good. They will not give the children to the man. The woman will not see the children again. That is not what we want. If I tell you are living separately, you guys should have access to your children. You be, take it on to take the children. Not like you be fighting the woman will be fighting you, where both of you will be raising an insult on yourselves. No, please. Let us live in peace and harmony. Let us live in peace, because we only live once. I know what I'm saying. Somebody you see today, tomorrow you might not see that person again. I see people like that now. When somebody died, they will not say, oh, if I knew, I would have reconciled with that person. I didn't know. I would have just reconciled with that person. I would have reconciled. I didn't know. They will now be saying that I know. So please, let us remove the children out of the circle of domestic violence. It has a great impact on the children. It's affecting the children. It's killing them emotionally, psychologically, physically, socially. It's affecting their health. Please, please. Children are a gift. Cherish them. You have them. It's not everybody that have these children. People are looking for children everywhere. And the one you have, you can't take care of them because of domestic violence. They are precious gifts. Please, take care of your kids. Forget about quarreling. Whatever is happening in your marriage, sort it out. Okay? We are not meant to fight. When God created man and woman, He made them to be friends, to be one, not to fight. Couples are supposed to be happy. They are supposed to be like best friend. You see your wife as yourself. You see your husband as yourself.